This is the upper back machine row. I'm doing this exercise on the Nautilus mid row machine, but you could do it on any machine that allows you to have a position to where you're pulling towards the chest and also having your arms coming out to about a 45-degree angle down to your sides. I just like doing it on this machine because it has arms and both handles that swivel with an adjustable chest pad as well. First up, you're going to adjust that seat in a spot to where you are pulling towards the bottom of the chest versus a lap focused row where you'd be pulling towards the belly button. If your machine has an adjustable chest pad like this one, make sure it's out enough to where it's not stopping you before you get those arms completely straight out. Before you start rowing and bending that elbow, make sure you unrack the weight and let those arms relax before you start pulling backwards. Now, this is an upper back focus machine row, so I'm trying to target more of the teres, the rear delts, and the traps in this movement. Meaning, when you're rowing back, you want to try to bring those elbows as far back as you possibly can. Pushing up that chest as you're rowing is going to allow you to get more range of motion and bring those elbows further back behind your body as well. As you can see right here, I'm pushing that chest up to bring those elbows as far back as I can with a good arch in the back as well. Also, like I said at the beginning, you want to have those arms at a 45-degree angle when you are pulling backwards, and ideally you want to have the hands match the same angle of the arms as well too. So if your arms are angled at a 45-degree angle, make sure that those palms, those hands are also facing at a 45-degree angle if possible as well. If the machine you're using doesn't allow you to do that because the handles are in a fixed position, you could always attach some D handles on there as well. Now that we're trying to lengthen the muscles of the upper back, we want to make sure as we're going forward, we're allowing those shoulder blades to roll forward. That way we're getting the full stretch on the teres, the traps, rhomboids, and rear delts. As you can see right here, when I'm going forward, I'm letting those shoulders roll forward, have those shoulder blades roll forward as well too. That way I'm getting the full lengthening before I start pulling back. Just make sure you're not bringing those shoulders too up as you're going forward and putting tension on the neck. Just like any other back exercise, control is key on this, so make sure you're going nice and controlled on that way forward and trying to get a pause at the back as well. Now, as you progress through the set, it's going to be much harder to pause at the very back, so make sure you're selecting a weight and doing this the best that you can to where you're getting 75% of those reps with a good pause at the back. Shoot for a 1-second pause at the back and a 3 to 4 second eccentric on that way forward. Now, although you do want to arch that back and push that chest up, make sure you're keeping some contact with that chest pad. If you are losing contact with that chest pad as you are pulling back, it likely means that you are using the erectors of the lower back to aid in the movement. Make sure you're also using those legs to help stabilize the movement and also take a little bit of pressure off the chest. To help minimize using the bicep, make sure you're not pulling with those hands too close to the sides of your body. As you're rowing, imagine like trying to push those elbows and those hands far apart away from each other. And same thing on that way forward, imagine like you're trying to push those hands apart. If you struggle with your grip on this exercise, you could always use wrist straps as well. Let's grow that back. You know what to do. Like and subscribe, please.